Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. It's a bit of a different video today because I've been tagged by Jackie at Potty Gardening to talk about three of the things that I've learned this year in relation to growing stuff in the garden. So let me quickly run through what my three learning experiences are. So, number one in the learning experiences I've had this year while I've been growing in my garden, and I might just be getting jumped upon by a cat in a moment. I've got two cats sitting here. So number one is don't use so many small pots. Now, I've got a reasonably sized garden, but it's not an allotment sized piece of land, so I don't have lots of beds to grow veg in. I've got flower beds and I've got a few raised beds that I grow veg and flowers in, but not tons of space. So this year in particular, I was frantically shoving, using every pot I could find and growing small bits of things in loads and loads of small pots, which is okay in so much as it means I can harvest small bits at a time, and succession growing is a bit easier that way, but it is a real challenge where watering is concerned. So if you imagine you've got loads and loads of small pots, they dry out really, really quickly, even in Scotland where we got lots of rain. And yeah, keeping on top of the watering can be a bit of a challenge. And also if we get adverse weather conditions, which let's face it, we have had this year, small pots can get blown around, blown over, blown off, whatever structure they're sitting on. So I think that's a good lesson to learn, and I'll continue to grow some things in pots, but I'm going to go for, don't stop fighting you two. I'm going to go for larger pots, troughs, etc. that take less watering. Boys, so that's Henry having a go at Colin, and Colin's very vocal. And you feel sorry for him, but he does the same thing to Henry, so stop it you two. Okay, so that's number one. Don't use many small pots. Number two is not unrelated to that, and it is about clutter. Because I have grown a lot of things in small pots, I've got pots everywhere, on every surface that in the garden that I could possibly sit a pot on. It means everything's very, very cluttered. Things are too close together, and Henry, behave. No, Henry, no. You're showing yourself up. Things get a bit cluttered, and it can be bad for plant growth, and it can be, and diseases such as maybe powdery mildew and blight going from one plant to another are some examples of things that can go wrong. It's easy for slugs and snails to traverse from plant to plant because the plants are bumping up against one another, rather than you can sometimes protect the pot itself and stop slugs and snails getting up the pot, maybe using copper tape or whatever. But as soon as they can go from plant to plant, it doesn't really matter what you do where the pots are concerned. So yeah, try not to, that's lesson number two. I'm going to try not to have things so cluttered in the garden. I don't know whether you can see, here's Colin sitting all nice, because I've got black trousers on and he wants to drop his white hair everywhere, don't you? And number three is stop trying to grow so much. This is the first year that I've had the YouTube channel, and it's the first year that I've really focused on other people's YouTube channels, and the enthusiasm and the excitement has I've been taken away with it, and I've seen people growing something, and I've went, oh, must grow that. That looks really good. Let's try and grow that. And as a consequence, I've grown far too much in the area that I have. And it's meant also that I've not been able to grow enough of the things that I really do like and I really do use. So I'm not going to say I'm not going to experiment and try new things, but what I am going to do this next growing season is I'm going to grow the things I know I enjoy eating, and I know that I can taste a difference by when I harvest stuff I've grown myself, as opposed to buying stuff from a greengrocer or supermarket or whatever. For example, tomatoes, cucumbers. I mean, they just taste wonderful when you grow them yourself. Yeah, so that's my 3 things. Don't use so many small pots. Don't cram everything in, because it's not good for the plant's health. It also looks really, really untidy. And I'm not the tidiest gardener at the best of times, so that would help if I didn't cramp things in together and gave everything their space. Then the garden would look a bit tidier, as well as the plants being healthier. And number 3, don't go mad with the varieties of things that I'm growing. Stick to the things that I really want to grow, and I really know taste wonderful when you grow it yourself. So yeah, that's me. Last thing to be done then in this video is to tag 3 other channels, so that hopefully they can do the same thing and tell you about their learning experiences in this growing season. So the 3 channels I'm going to choose, and I'll either put a description in the description what their channels are, or actually have it at the end of the video, or maybe even both. The 3 channels are Roo from... Thank you, Colin. That's just exactly when I need. It's Roos Life. Sorry, Roo, I forgot exactly the name of your channel. So it's Roo from Roos Life, and Roo has a lovely little farm where she's got different animals. She's got a nice... she grows a variety of fruit and veg. She's got a lovely polytunnel, and she has horses, and yeah, she's got a really lovely manor, and it's a really interesting channel. So Roo from Roo's Life. Next one is Georgia from Homebird Farm, and Georgia stays on her farm, and she has a variety of different animals, and in particular birds, chickens, quail, etc., as well as growing veg and fruit in parts of the farm that's been set aside to garden. And the third person that I'm going to nominate or tag to do the same thing is Monty. I don't know whether you've already been tagged, Monty, but Monty from My Family Garden, and he has a sort of suburban garden where he keeps chickens, grows lots of things, and he is the composting king. There's not a lot that he doesn't know about producing lovely compost to grow his fruit and veg in. So thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you have found this interesting, and yeah, please look up the other channels that I've been talking about. Jackie at Potty Gardening, Roo at Roos Life, Georgia at Homebird Farm, and Monty at My Family Garden. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. Bye bye for now. Bye.